From the Samsung Production Studios in the heart of Hazleton, Pennsylvania, it's your News 13.
Brought to you by SSP TV and the Standard Speaker.
It's sizzling outside today. The temp soared, keeping folks busy trying to stay cool and avoid the high heat. News 13 will spend some time in the sun to find out how others were braving the 3 H's: hazy, hot, and humid. Also coming up right now on News 13, we were first to tell you that the investigation was complete into an accident involving Hazleton City's police chief, who caused the crash that left an 80-year-old man in critical condition. Good evening and thanks so much for joining us, everyone. I'm Kristen Bazinski. Well, it sure is a scorcher out there, and many areas are hitting their highest temps yet this summer. Temps in our area stayed in the lower to mid 90s with very high humidity, making it feel more like 100 degrees plus. Now, despite the heat, many were spotted at Community Park in Hazel Township, making the most of this summer day, taking walks, feeding the fish, playing on the playground, and most importantly, staying in the shaded areas. Which community park has a lot of making it a great spot to beat the heat outside of the house. And many tell News 13 today's weather actually wasn't too bad.
It's hot, but it's better than in New York. In New York is very hot. Over here, at least we get a nice breeze. We're trying to be cool.
Oh, it's nice, beautiful.
Not too hot?
Huh?
You don't think it's too hot?
No.
Right now I feel very comfortable right now. I think they say it's supposed to be about 94 degrees, but there is a nice cool breeze here, and I don't think anyone seems to be falling apart because the weather's so hot. I think they're all enjoying it, and they forgot about the weather.
It's nice and beautiful, and I'm not sweating, I'm having fun.
It's wonderful for seniors because usually we have sweaters on. The people that come are usually cool, so I don't think anybody's really complaining about the weather.
Now, even if you may not think it's too hot out, temps like these combined with humidity create a situation where heat illnesses are possible. So be sure to keep hydrated, and hopefully a cool down and some rain are in the midst, because we are actually in a bit of a drought, lacking some rain. So we need to make it through today, tonight, and tomorrow, and then it looks like there's a bit of a cool off on the way and more seasonable-like weather headed our way. Helping to bring you tonight's forecast is local school student Vanelisa Mejia, who shows some kids playing football and a beautiful butterfly. I'm sure lots of kids were out in the sun today playing football and probably swimming. It was perfect conditions to hit the pool. Partly cloudy skies will take us through the rest of tonight. We're only dipping down to about 67. Some areas are going to stay in the 70s for the evening ahead. Tomorrow, it's partly sunny skies. We're up to 85. Some parts will see 89 and 90 for your Wednesday. We do see a pretty heavy chance of a thunderstorm rolling through the area on Wednesday. Just windows and much, much more. 636-1133 First Street in Freeland. Better windows plus better installation equal Just Windows. Make sure you visit them on the web at justwindowsandmore.com. Moving away from the weather to our other big story tonight, we told you last week that state police accident reconstructionists had completed the investigation into a May 18th accident in downtown Hazleton that involved Hazleton's police chief Frank DeAndrea and 80-year-old Walter Bloss. Now, the report states that Chief DeAndrea, who was behind the wheel of the department's SUV at the time, failed to stop for a red light at Broad and Laurel Streets, hitting Bloss, who was driving a motor scooter. Bloss suffered major injuries and remains in a rehabilitation hospital tonight. News 13 also told you last week that state troopers had forwarded their findings to the state attorney general's office to determine if charges would be filed against DeAndrea. In the immediate days following the accident, Hazleton City Police were working the investigation, but state police took over a few weeks later. State police reconstructed the scene and also talked to several witnesses who saw the accident happen. According to the police report, Bloss was at the stoplight on Laurel Street. DeAndrea was on Broad Street headed east. Bloss's light turned green and he proceeded into the intersection. DeAndrea drove through the red light on Broad and hit Bloss's scooter with the front of that SUV. Bloss was ejected from the scooter, suffering again major injuries, including a broken pelvis. News 13 contacted Bloss's family today, and his daughter told us that they were advised not to speak with the media, at least for now. We also contacted Mayor Joe Yanuzzi's office for comment, and the mayor said because of anticipated litigation regarding the crash, he was not able to comment on anything. Mayor Yanuzzi said the city's vehicle insurance company would be handling the case. A video game, console, personal documents, and cash all stolen from a Hazleton home during a burglary that happened on Monday. City police were called to the Mine Street home late last night, where the owner told them someone forcibly entered the house sometime Monday evening between 6:30 and 7 o'clock. Call police if you can help them track down the burglar. Simply dial 911. Stealing copper wire and piping is becoming a popular activity for criminals looking to make some fast cash. The copper can be traded in for money. Now, a company in Schuylkill County is the latest victim to be targeted by the copper criminals. Troopers tell us Pottsville Materials LLC's missing 8 80-foot rolls of electrical copper power cable and wire. Now, whoever committed this crime broke into a locked storage shed at the company sometime between June 25th and July 9th. You're asked to call the state police at the Frackville barracks if you have any information about this break-in. Also, any recycling companies in the area may come across someone trying to sell this type of copper wire should use caution and let troopers know immediately. Well, coming up on News 13, a warning from PPL regarding a scam that is going on. But first, an agent from the State Attorney General's office was in the greater Hazleton area Monday night educating senior citizens and crime watchers about popular scams that go on this time of the year. Janine Holter from the AG's office stopped by the West Hazleton Crime Watch meeting as the special guest speaker for the month. Holter took the audience back to school, per se, presenting a program called Senior Crime Prevention University.
We're going to discuss scams that are out there and things that we are seeing within the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania to alert seniors and to educate them on what they need to do to protect themselves.
Now, Holter says the Attorney General's office will present programs like this to any group, anywhere. Just call the AG's office in Harrisburg for more information. Now, the West Hazleton Crime Watch Group's very active in helping to take a bite out of crime and invite any residents to attend the group's monthly meetings. Coming up on News 13, state police have released the results of an investigation into an accident that happened in downtown Hazleton in May. That story and later, campers at the Hazleton YMYWCA's summer camp had a scientific surprise today. Find out how these kiddos spent their afternoon as scientists. Well, hopefully on this hot summer day, it was a lucky day for you, and you are a winner of the midday lottery. Here are those numbers. Daily number 277, Big 4 9838, Quinto 60360, and Treasure Hunt 7, 12, 16, 25, and 27. Good luck.
Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's social news. First tonight, happy birthday to Patty DeGangi. This wish comes from your boyfriend, Chris. Tonight's Talk of the Town report, Look Good, Feel Better, is a free program from the American Cancer Society that teaches women beauty tips who are undergoing treatment for cancer. The next session will be Monday, July 23rd from 1 to 3 p.m. at the Laurel Mall. Please register by calling 1-800-227-2345. And finally, the Helping Hand Society is presenting Divots in the Dark, a nighttime golf tournament on Friday, July 20th at Edgewood in the Pines. The event will be held from 7:30 to 11:30. Don't golf, register to eat, drink, and watch the shooting stars. For more information, please call 570-455-4958. That's tonight's Talk of the Town. News 13 would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Thomas R. Antolic of West Hazleton. Funeral will be held Friday at 9 a.m. from the Hillary J. Bonin Funeral Home. Friends may call Thursday from 6 to 9 p.m. Christina Joy Leone of New Ringgold. Services will be held Thursday at 8 p.m. at the Hartman Funeral Home. Friends may call Thursday from 5 to 9 p.m. And Helen Hopko, the Louis D. Truskowski Funeral Home, is in charge of arrangements. Tonight's obituaries have been brought to you by the Smilax Floral Shop located on 15th Street in Hazleton. For delivery to all local funeral homes, call 570-454-0111. And by Mia's. Don't settle for second best when dining out. Discover Mia's new all low-price dinner menu. And remember, there's always plenty of free gated parking behind the Markle Building.
Well, the third annual Media Day is exactly 1 week from today. As always, the entire community is invited and encouraged to attend this event coming up Tuesday, July 24th from 6 to 8 p.m. Check out the event live as we broadcast from the streets of downtown Hazleton, or better yet, come and join in on the excitement in person. This event will feature an assortment of fun, including dinosaurs from Bill's Old Bike Barn and Museum. Bring the kids to get their picture with the prehistoric animals or have them take a ride on the carousel horses, weather permitting, of course. Tux the Penguin will be making a special appearance to sign autographs and take pictures with the kiddos as well. Get a chance to meet our staff along with other local celebrities and elected officials and those who work at our media partner, the Standard Speaker. Enjoy the sound of Greg Palmer as he takes the stage to perform. Watch the dancers of Tracy's Dance Academy. Local organizations including Victory Bible Church plus a variety of vendors will also be on hand. Media Night's also a time to win big. Full day passes to Ozzy's and the Renaissance Fair will be up for grabs. Win tickets to Regal Cinema or pay-per-view movies from Service Electric Cablevision. Our News 13 studio is located at 109 West Broad Street, downtown Hazleton. Make sure you stop by 6 to 8 next Tuesday. I know some people were calling today and asking what time Media Night started today, but it's next Tuesday, July 24th. The countdown is on to the day you can help make a difference in the lives of those battling cancer. The Making a Difference Golf Tournament will benefit the American Cancer Society this year, and Janine Mazurkevich joins us now with more on the many programs offered by this nonprofit agency. Janine?
Right now we're at the American Cancer Society and we're with a cancer survivor. We're giving you some information about the American Cancer Society and all the programs and where your money goes when you actually support the American Cancer Society. Today specifically we're talking about the Reach to Recovery program, and Carol Marino is, as I said, a cancer survivor, and I thank you so much for joining us today.
My pleasure.
So tell us about the Reach to Recovery program.
The Reach to Recovery program was designed to give emotional support to women going through breast cancer.
Okay.
And we have a group of volunteers who are breast cancer survivors themselves, who have been trained by the American Cancer Society to know how to talk to these ladies going through a newly diagnosed cancer diagnosis of breast cancer. And they're usually contacted on the telephone initially, and sometimes we meet them in person, and we're there for them for emotional support, and we offer them other programs that the American Cancer Society has to offer to them.
So when people think of cancer, most of the time they think it's a death sentence.
It's not anymore. Cancer treatments have come a long way. Even since the 18 years that I have been diagnosed, treatment has come a long way, and people are being diagnosed much earlier due to the early detection. The American Cancer Society is out there so that people know how to do self-breast exams and such, and that helps too. Early detection is the best cure.
What is your advice to anyone out there who has recently been diagnosed with some form of cancer?
I would ask them to reach out to the American Cancer Society, not only for breast cancer, but for any other types of cancer by calling the toll-free number at 1-800-227-2345, and they can receive help 24/7.
Well, congratulations to you on being a survivor for 18 years, and thank you for telling your story with our audience here. As you know, we're having the Making a Difference fundraiser. It's coming up Saturday, August 4th, and we're asking for your support this year. You can call me direct. All the information is on your screen. We're looking to get as many golfers as we can to Sand Springs Golf Course. We have many sponsors helping us out, and we're looking to raise a lot of money that will stay right here in Greater Hazleton for the American Cancer Society.
All right, Janine, thanks so much. Finally, campers at the Hazleton YMYWCA's summer camp became scientists for the afternoon thanks to Air Products. Campers got to see how nitrous oxide works. The scientists from Air Products in Tamaqua showed the kids how important science is and how cool it really can be. The scientists froze a tennis ball, hot dog, and a banana. There were, of course, a lot of oohs and ahs from the crowd of kiddos.
Today, Air Products is coming in to do a science presentation for our camp program. They use liquid nitrogen to do a lot of different experimental things that kids get to see. This week actually is our science week for camp, so this is a fine thing for them to kind of experiment with and see. And of course, the kids enjoy it most because they do a Lindt ice cream presentation where kids actually get ice cream at the end.
Today we're going to be showing the kids about Lindt, that's liquid nitrogen, and we're going to do some science experiments, and we're going to explain to them about expansion, contraction, about cryogenics and how food is frozen, how spices are made, how things are recycled, a whole bunch of cool stuff. We're going to try to get them interested in science and have some fun at the same time, and hopefully they'll have careers in the science field one day.
At the end of the program, the kids all enjoyed ice cream that was made at the Y with nitrous oxide. I wonder how that tastes on this hot summer day. Well, Camp Discovery runs for another 5 weeks at the Y in Hazleton. Looks like that was a lot of fun. We're back in a few with much more local news, weather, sports, and a whole lot more. Stay with us right here on your community news station. A company in the Humboldt Industrial Park hit a home run for some local Little Leaguers. A donation that will keep many smiles in the dugout is where we begin right now.
From the Samson Production Studios in the heart of Hazleton, Pennsylvania, it's your News 13.
Hey everyone, thanks for staying with us tonight. I'm Kristen Bazinski. Well, some local Little Leaguers now have hundreds of baseballs that will make a big difference this fall season as well as in the future. And it's all thanks to two businesses teaming up to help future generations. News 13 stopping by Aphenia Group offices where over 300 baseballs were donated to 3 different Little League teams, including Hazel Township, West Hazleton, and Hazleton. The donation comes from Triangle Packaging out of Newark, New Jersey, on behalf of Aphenia Global Group here in Hazleton. The balls donated recognized Aphenia's recycling efforts, preserving the environment for future generations. The donation was presented by John Moran, sales manager at Triangle Packaging, along with Congressman Lou Barletta, a Hazleton native and avid baseball fan.
You know, this is a great project, both with Triangle Packaging and Aphenia coming together and what they're doing to save the environment in their recycling program, but at the same time recognizing that the next generation are the Little Leaguers, boys and girls that play, and their donation to the Little League will help them with their costs and again, you know, all the work that goes into making a great season for our young boys and girls.
We made this donation on behalf of Aphenia Global Breaks. Aphenia has been doing recycling work with us. Aphenia is trying to save the environment for the next generation, and so to signify that, we're donating the baseballs to the Little League.
It feels good that there's other businesses, big businesses like this in the community that are willing to just pick up the phone and say, hey, we want to make a donation to your league and the other leagues. It's a big help to all of us.
Well, congratulations to both Triangle Packaging and Aphenia Group. Both have done a tremendous job recycling wood and saving thousands of trees. And best of luck to those lucky Little Leaguers. It's a scorcher out there, and many areas are hitting their highest temps yet this summer. Temperatures in our area stayed in the lower to mid 90s with very high humidity, making it feel more like 100+ degrees. Despite the heat, many were spotted at Community Park making the most of this summer day, taking walks, feeding the fish, playing on the playground, and most importantly, staying in shaded areas, which Community Park has a lot of, making it a great spot to beat the heat outside of the house. Many tell News 13, surprisingly, today's weather wasn't too bad.
It's hot, but it's better than in New York. In New York is very hot. Over here, at least we get a nice breeze. We're trying to be cool.
Oh, it's nice, beautiful.
Not too hot?
Huh?
You don't think it's too hot?
No.
Right now, I feel very comfortable right now. I think they say it's supposed to be about 94 degrees, but there is a nice cool breeze here, and I don't think anyone seems to be falling apart because the weather's so hot. I think they're all enjoying it, and they forgot about the weather.
It's nice and beautiful, and I'm not sweating, I'm having fun.
It's wonderful for seniors because usually we have sweaters on. the people that come are usually cool. So I don't think anybody's really complaining about the weather.
Now, even if you may not think it's too hot out, temps like these combined with humidity create a situation where heat illnesses are possible. So be sure to keep hydrated, and hopefully a cool down and some rain are in the upcoming days, because we are in a bit of a drought due to dry conditions. Well, we need to make it through today, tonight, and tomorrow, and then it looks like there is that cool off on the way and more seasonable weather. Helping to bring you tonight's forecast is local school student Vanessa Mejia. I know I just messed that name up. I apologize to you. She shows us some kids playing football and a beautiful butterfly. I'm sure lots of kids were out in the sun today playing football and probably swimming. It was perfect conditions to hit the pool. But let's see if there's any rain in the forecast over the next 4 days to help with the dry conditions. Partly cloudy skies will take us through tonight, and we'll see the temp only dipping down to about 67 degrees. So a very warm night ahead. 85 will be our high on Wednesday, with a pretty good chance of a thunderstorm rolling through. 61 is what we'll drop down to. You see that Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, we drop down into the 70s, the high 70s, so it will be comfortable and still warm. 61 Thursday night with a chance of a thunderstorm Friday and Saturday, partly sunny skies, and you see the temps in the high 70s. Lazy Dog Salon bringing you the forecast. 459-0310 is to make an appointment for your furry friend. They're located on North Broad Street in West Hazelton. And Valley High Drive in Route 93 in West Hazelton as well. If you are hot, how about some ice cream to cool you off at Valley High on Route 93 in West Hazelton. Well, new at this hour, a motorcyclist was hurt after crashing his bike while getting onto the interstate this morning. News 13 got to the on-ramp to Interstate 80 in Sugarloaf Township as the crashed motorcycle was being loaded onto a tow truck. Now, the operator of the cycle was in an ambulance being treated before being transported to the hospital. A witness at the scene said the motorcyclist just flipped the bike over and was thrown. There were other motorcyclists reportedly traveling with that cyclist who crashed, and they remained on the scene helping their friend and helping to recover the down cycle. No word tonight from State Police as to the name of the cyclist or why he crashed here in Sugarloaf Township. Two cars collided on Church Street in downtown Hazelton just before that Sugarloaf wreck this morning. It happened on South Church Street near the former Blue Comet Diner. We're told the collision was a rear-end collision and the driver of the white BMW needed medical attention. He told medical workers at the scene that he was a diabetic. No one in the black car was reportedly injured. Firefighters cleaned up debris that scattered the roadway here in the city of Hazelton. We told you last week that State Police accident reconstructionists completed the investigation into a May 18th accident in downtown Hazelton that involved Hazelton's police chief Frank D'Andrea and 80-year-old Walter Bloss of Butler Township. Now, the report states that Chief D'Andrea, who was behind the wheel of the department's SUV at the time, failed to stop for a red light at Broad and Laurel Streets, hitting Bloss, who was driving a motor scooter. Bloss suffered major injuries and remains in a rehabilitation hospital tonight. News 13 also told you last week that state troopers had forwarded their findings to the State Attorney General's office to determine if charges would be filed against D'Andrea. In the immediate days following the accident, Hazelton City Police were working the investigation, but State Police took it over a few weeks later. State troopers reconstructed the scene and also talked to several witnesses who saw the accident happen. According to the police report, Bloss was at the stoplight on Laurel Street. D'Andrea was on Broad heading east. Bloss's light turned green and he proceeded into the intersection. D'Andrea drove through the red light on Broad and hit Bloss's scooter with the front of the SUV. Bloss was ejected from the scooter, again suffering major injuries, including a broken pelvis. News 13 contacted Bloss's family today, and his daughter told us that they were advised not to speak with the media, at least for now. They also contacted Mayor Joe Iannuzzi's office for comments. The mayor said because of anticipated litigation regarding the crash, he was not able to comment on anything. Mayor Iannuzzi said the city's vehicle insurance company would be handling this case. And coming up on News 13, many scams have been reported in the past couple of weeks. Frauds asking for personal information. Find out about one company caught in the fire that's now taking action. But first, an update to the address issue in Banks Township. A month has gone by, and has anything been done to resolve the issue? We'll answer that next. Stay with us. An update now to a story News 13 brought you last month. Well, we should say we have no update really, because one resident of a small town that sits along Route 93 in Banks Township is still missing something very important to her home: an address. You remember when News 13 stopped by the home of Marianne Novotnak in Coxville. Although you could drive through the small community in less than a minute, you may have trouble finding the house you're looking for, because none of the homes in Coxville have a physical address. Some homes are labeled with numbers, some with numbers and letters, and some with nothing at all. The RD numbers, or rural route delivery numbers, found on many of the homes are not recognized by the post office's national database, which means Novotnak can't order anything offline. She also has trouble filing for her local taxes because her employer's computer does not recognize her home as a physical address. Novotnak thought that by speaking out, maybe Banks Township officials would do something, and do it quick. But so far, there's been no change.
Nobody's doing anything. I've been in contact with the 911 Communications Center. I spoke to several workers down there. They said they haven't talked to anyone. 2 years ago, there was mapping done, and then it just stopped. Nobody continued to follow through with it. I talked to a state representative. We just don't know where to go with this. I mean, it's unsafe. We're not in the national database. So it's not a physical address. My payroll from work has told me that you do not have a physical address. I mean, there's such a small stretch of houses here. I've been on this from April, and no one is helping me with this, except you. 13 News comes down, and helps, but at the supervisors meeting, nothing.
Novotnak even says she loses mail because some senders don't know how to address packages and letters to her. But her biggest problem is something far more important, because these numbers are so confusing. Emergency personnel are not able to get to any house in Coxville quickly or without being provided with a physical description. That is just a big problem. That isn't just a problem for Novotnak, who lives with her 82-year-old mother, but for the entire community that is home to many senior citizens. Without a 911 emergency number on her house, Novotnak fears for her mother's safety and says that her mom would not be able to explain to 911 where she lives. Now, there was an effort, we're told, back in 2009 to get proper addressing for these homes, but nothing ever came of it. Novotnak says officials from other townships, like Hazel, have even come forward offering help to address the homes properly. She says if Banks Township officials would just vote to name the street Berwick Street, house numbers would come next, and the process would be easy from there. A scam is going on right now that one utility company wants you to know about. More in a minute, but first, an agent from the State Attorney General's office was in the greater Hazleton area Monday night, educating senior citizens and crime watchers about popular scams that go on this time of the year, and especially those which target senior citizens. Janine Holter from the AG's office stopped by the West Hazleton Crime Watch meeting as the special guest speaker for the month. Holter took the audience back to school, per se, presenting a program called Senior Crime Prevention University.
We're going to discuss scams that are out there and things that we are seeing within the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania to alert seniors and to educate them on what they need to do to protect themselves.
Holter says the Attorney General's office will present programs like this to any group, anywhere. Just call the AG's office in Harrisburg for more information. The West Hazleton Crime Watch group is very active in helping to take a bite out of crime and invites any residents to attend the group's monthly meetings. Well, our media partner, the Standard Speaker, is reporting today that PPL Electric Utilities says its service area is among the targets of a nationwide scam that pries personal information, including Social Security numbers, from customers by promising them utility bill credits as part of a plan from President Barack Obama. According to PPL officials, more than 500 PPL Electric customers are believed to have been targets of this scam over the past few weeks. In the scam, customers are asked for Social Security or bank account numbers. In return, they're told to make future bill payments. With that, they turn out to be fake, bank account and routing numbers. Now, because the bank account and routing numbers are bogus, those payments ultimately get rejected. PPL Electric Utilities said it has blocked its system from accepting those fake numbers, so they are not accepted as payments. The firm advises people who may have given out their personal information in the scam to contact Equifax to put a fraud alert on their consumer credit file. You can call 1-888-766-0008 or visit www.equifax.com to fill out a form. In addition, you can also register an identity theft complaint with the Federal Trade Commission. Well, we are learning more about a crime that happened at West Hazelton's Tractor Supply store a few weeks back. Police now say 3 people were trying to return items that were stolen from another Tractor Supply store at the local store. News 13 was there when police got the call that something suspicious was going down. We now know 32-year-old Linda Torello of West Hazelton, along with 36-year-old David Price Jr. and 34-year-old Devin Makaravitz, both of Wilkes-Barre, face a long list of charges for trying to pull off the crime. Police tell us the 3 tried to return a gate opener that was worth $299 and a tarp worth $125. They were both stolen from the Hanover Township Tractor Supply store. Police say Price also stole from nearby Michael's Craft Store and tried to return those items for a refund as well. Stay with us here on News 13. Freddie B's on deck with all you need to know in local sports. And later, 2 local organizations are teaming up to fight an eating disorder that too often leads to obesity. We stop by the Hazelton YMYWCA to tell you all about it.
SSP TV Sports on News 13 with Fred Barletta Jr.
I know it's almost hard to believe, but Russ Kanzler was scuffling underneath the Mendoza line late in the month of April, and some people were saying what was wrong. And maybe just because he felt he belonged to the big leagues and the emotion of it, well, he's finally straightened the ship. We told you he would. Last night, the hitting streak continues. He bangs out a double, and that average at a very respectable 277 clip. I've been saying from the get-go it'll be in the 280s before it's all said and done. And guess what? When Kanzler hits, so do the Columbus Clippers. They bombed Louisville last night by a count of 8-2. It was a good night for Kyle Landis as well. He picked up the win, and he gave up no runs, no hits, and that win is his 5th of the year. And it was the difference maker. Akron, 5-4 winners over the Harrisburg Senators. Let's go back to AAA. The Scranton Wilkes-Barre Yankees, well, they're taking a page out of the big team. They bombed Charlotte last night, 14-2. How about 18 hits? That's sizzling, no question about it. And it was a perfect night for the locals because the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs, they doubled up on Durham last night. 6-3, the final there. Now, as far as the schedule, well, everything is status quo. You can see it right there. Columbus, Akron, the baby Yankees, and the baby Phils, they're all exactly where they were yesterday, so we'll give you the full reports. As far as the major leagues, well, Joe Madden, they're entertaining the Cleveland Indians today. The Yankees, who are as hot as they've been all season long, they will have Toronto tonight in the Bronx. Pirates are out in Colorado. The New York Mets in the nation's capital. And the Phils, well, it'll be a welcome sight tonight. Roy Halladay back on the bump for the Phils. It'll be good to see arguably one of the best pitchers of the last 10 years take the mound. Phils can certainly use it, so we'll see what happens out on the West Coast tonight. And wherever you are, keep watching baseball, but stay cool.
Hey, how hungry are you tonight? The most popular wing night in town is up at Bottlenecks. That's right, they've got the area's best wings, and every Tuesday they're just $9.95 for all you can eat. All the delicious flavors. You can have as many as you like. You can't go wrong, and they are delicious. Up at Bottlenecks every Tuesday. They sponsor us not only on Tuesdays, but it's a great place.
Well, delicious summer foods, music, bingo, and good friends, all made for an all-around good time for some senior citizens of the Senior Choice program. News 13 getting in on the fun at Community Park Tuesday afternoon, where the Senior Choice and Greater Hazleton Health Alliance held the annual summer picnic. An accordion player serenaded the crowd as they sang along and swung their hankies in the air, all while enjoying some great food and raffles. There were even some folks toasting giant marshmallows. We spoke to the organizer of the picnic, who told us why events and programs like these are so important to the community.
To keep the seniors active, for one thing, and to make them mingle, get new friends, and get information on subjects of their health that, they're concerned about.
What do you think of today's picnic?
Oh, it's great. Yeah, they're having a great time.
The picnic is very great, and I was kidding everybody today. It got out that it was my birthday today, and I said, gee, I didn't know you were going to invite all these people here today. But the food is plentiful and it's very good.
Well, we're toasting marshmallows, and they're huge. I said we should be making some more.
The Senior Choice program is part of the Greater Hazleton Health Alliance and offers those age 55 and older so many fun and educational programs throughout the year for a one-time annual fee of just $25. If you're interested in the program, contact Joan Warner, Senior Choice Advisor, for more information. With 2/3 of the country overweight, it is no secret that Americans nationwide are plagued by obesity. 2 local organizations are teaming up to launch a program to combat the growing problem and help those struggling with eating disorders. At a news conference held at the Hazleton YMYWCA Tuesday afternoon, Sorrento Gardens and registered dietitian Ruth Wimsat Jones announced that their compulsive eating pilot program was a success. The program is a holistic approach to the treatment of obesity and includes a fitness plan with a personal trainer, behavioral counseling with a social worker, and individualized dietary guidance by a dietitian. We talked with Mary Jo Pencala from the YMYWCA about the health program.
But the group that we're dealing with, or we're looking to help, are those that have tried again various programs and, to no avail. And when Ed Payne came in, he brought this idea up to us about almost 2 years ago, that he was looking for a program, to develop a program, I should say, that involved the physical exercise activity part, the nutrition counseling part, and the emotional counseling part.
Now, if you'd like to take part in the program's upcoming session or know someone that would benefit from it, or maybe you just want some more information, you're asked to call the YMYWCA 845-2046. That'll do it for us tonight. Thank you so much for making us a part of your day. You can catch this newscast again with a rebroadcast throughout tonight, or simply go to our website at ssptv.com, where you will find everything Greater Hazleton and beyond. It's all just a click away. On behalf of your News 13 team, be safe, stay cool out there, and we'll see you back here on Wednesday. Good night.